The Master Engineer was a high-ranking member of the Gallifreyan Time Lords. His job was simple: locate stolen or unauthorized time machines, and if they were Gallifreyan, return them to the Time Lords. And if they weren't, have them dismantled and destroyed. All recorded captures and seizures were to be cataloged in the TARDIS archive computer. In the human year 2231, Master Engineer Duskin was sent to planet Earth, Boston, Massachusetts, and immediately encountered problems. The TARDIS feeds on radiation for power and was drawn to Earth, having suffered a nuclear war. The TARDIS crashed and caused severe damage to life support, the targeting computer, shields, flight systems, the chameleon circuit, and the time circuits. A second time machine was within reach, but however, the time circuits were smashed. The only components that could be fixed were the flight system and the chameleon circuit. The flight system needed one more component to fly, and Boston happened to have it. He learned of a second spare beryllium agitator in a vault in the mass fusion facility when the TARDIS auto-scanned for disguises and useful components, and logged them in the mainframe. Duskin packed up and was headed to get the component, but was immediately met with opposition. He figured such an irradiated wasteland would have no problem for a Time Lord. It would be lifeless. But ran across gunners and raiders. He was forced to use his 11th regeneration, and had fought side by side with the Doctor before, and should have expected something like this. He returned to the TARDIS and used the computer to design a new weapon. It could kill anything in one shot, but it took 4 seconds to charge. This would be a downfall. Duskin was able to capture the spare beryllium agitator and eventually install it in the TARDIS, and shortly after fixed the chameleon circuit. He respected the Doctor and chose to change it from the Pulowski shelter disguise to the blue box. The nice clean look of a police box might attract some attention, so Duskin flew it around, landing it in the dirt to roughen up the look, and soon it looked to fit in. Duskin wrote a few journals before setting out to the Boston Public Library to find the TARDIS that was stolen, the one that he was after. His TARDIS was unique. The Lord President gave him a special TARDIS to carry its orders, a computer that was given a list of serial numbers that belonged to the TARDIS-type ships. After coming within range of a TARDIS, Duskin's TARDIS would read the serial number, and if it matched one on the list, disable its systems. Duskin knew for a fact that the TARDIS was still there in the library. The trouble was surviving the journey. The Master Engineer Duskin might not have survived the journey, but this does not mean that the TARDIS's story is over. A lone wanderer, soon to discover it nearly 50 years after it landed. Where will this story end up next?